This is the Chamber Chat Podcast, the show dedicated to chamber professionals to spark ideas and to get actionable tips and strategies to better serve your members and community. Hello, Chamber Champions. Welcome to Chamber Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Burton, and it's my goal here on the podcast to introduce you to people and ideas to better help you serve your chamber members and your community. Our title sponsor for this episode is Bringing Local Back. Remember when your community could turn to a local TV station or newspaper for the latest updates and affordable ads? Those days may be fading, but the need for local connection remains. That's why we created Bringing Local Back, a game-changing platform that restores local visibility and advertising power to your community. It's more than just tech. It's about driving engagement and creating new revenue for your chamber. Ready to see the future? Visit bringinglocalback.com to schedule your demo today. This is the future of local commerce. Today we have two guests with us. We have Michaela and Brianne from the Belle Fourche Chamber of Commerce in South Dakota. Michaela is the director of the Belle Fourche Chamber of Commerce, bringing a diverse background to her role with a degree in organismal biology from Montana State University. Michaela has worked in various roles and is also the competitive cheer coach at Belle Fourche High School. She has been with the Chamber for 1 year and is an active member of our community. Brianne Bonnet serves as the Assistant Director at the Belle Fourche Chamber of Commerce, a role that she's held for 2 years. She holds a degree in social work from Creighton University and has a strong commitment to community involvement. Brianne has worked with the local newspaper, Head Start, and volunteered the Newell School Board, demonstrating her dedication to supporting and connecting the Belle Fourche community. But Michaela and Brianne, welcome to Chamber Chat Podcast. We're excited to have you both with us today. I'd like to give you both a chance to say hello to all the Chamber champions that are out there listening and to share something interesting about each other, or about yourselves, just so we can get to know you both a little better.
Yeah, well, thank you for having us. My name is Michaela Horn. I've been in Belle Fourche for about 7 years, and something interesting is I have floated 560 miles of the Yellowstone River. So that's my interesting fact.
Wow, that's cool. The great views too, I'm sure.
Oh, fantastic. Awesome. Yeah, I spent 28 days straight on the river, and that's my journey.
That's awesome. Cool. Brianne, what about you? What do you find interesting about yourself?
Not near as cool as Michaela has done in her life. But I just really focus around volunteering. I've been here in Belle Fourche for 10 years. Just different volunteer opportunities that I take part of, and just really strive for being involved with the community. I just love being involved.
And she is cool. I mean, she's a former rodeo queen, and she forgets that. And so she's getting involved in the Roundup Rodeo this year.
Maybe I should have had you say something interesting about each other. That might have been the better route. So, well, tell us a little bit about the Belle Fourche Chamber, just to set the stage for our discussion. I like to get a good feel for size of the chamber, staff, budget, scope of work you guys are involved with, just to kind of prepare us for our discussion today.
Okay. Well, the Belle Fourche Chamber, we've been around since 1911, so it's our 114th birthday this year we're celebrating. We have changed quite a bit, just constantly adapting to what our businesses need. Belle Fourche's population, about 5,800 in Butte County. We serve Butte County, and it's 10,000 roughly. Mm-hmm. Our budget is about 100,000 with 245 members and growing.
All right. That definitely helps us prepare for our conversation today. Are you guys involved at all with tourism or your economic development or anything like that in your area, or is it strictly chamber?
So we do have an economic development office that is separate from us. We have Visit Belle Fourche, which is also separate from us, and then a visitor center. So we are mostly promoting the businesses, but we do kind of help each other out and do some small form of tourism.
Yeah, very good. I would say a chamber has to be involved in all those different aspects, no matter what your formal responsibilities are, right?
Yeah.
So for our topic today, we decided to lean into the topic or the idea of leaning into your unique background. And I find this topic interesting because I hear so many diverse ways, how people find chamber work, how they get here. Very rarely do you see somebody that went to school to become a chamber director. It's not something you see at a typical career day either.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to dive into this topic with both of you and learn about your unique backgrounds and how others can lean into theirs as well as soon as we get back from this quick break.
Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Rose.
And we're the founders of App My Community, a mobile app that can be customized to meet the unique needs of your Chamber of Commerce.
When we started App My Community, we envisioned a tool that would help communities thrive by simplifying communication and enhancing engagement. Chambers of Commerce face unique challenges, and we're here to help you tackle them.
App My Community helps the Evergreen Area Chamber of Commerce to create an app that keeps tourists informed even when their office is closed. They provide 24/7 access to local business information, which helps support the local economy and community engagement.
In Rocky Mountain House, we helped Rocky Chamber create an app with dynamic itineraries and digital resources for tourists, increasing local business engagement. The app has become an essential tool for the community, promoting events and boosting visibility for local merchants.
Today, we empower more than 200 chambers of commerce, campgrounds, and RV resorts to streamline communication, informing members about events, sharing business updates, and providing a digital hub for the community, all in one convenient app.
When you partner with App My Community, our team works closely with you to create an app that meets your chamber's unique needs. As your community grows, our app evolves with you. We are here to ensure you engage effectively with your members and streamline your operations.
Schedule a demo today at appmycommunity.com.
We can't wait to meet you.
Are you ready to take your organization's funding to the next level? Hi, I'm Clint Neesmith, CEO of Resource Development Group. As a Chamber of Commerce or Economic Development Organization leader, I know you understand the value of working with experts who understand your world. And that's exactly what RDG does best. For over 30 years, RDG has specialized in fundraising for EDOs and chambers. We bring cutting-edge strategies tailored to your organization, whether you're just starting out or gearing up for yet another new funding cycle. Importantly, our firm executives are hands-on from start to finish, from the feasibility study to the successful conclusion of your fundraising campaign, and our team brings deep industry roots and national expertise to every engagement. No matter the size of your community, RDG delivers data-driven, innovative revenue solutions, reinforcing ROI to investors and making sure your vision becomes reality. At RDG, we proudly build organizations that build communities. Visit us today at rdgfundraising.com and let us partner with you, building a stronger future for your organization and the community you are working to grow and develop.
All right, we are back. As I mentioned before the break, today we're talking about leaning into your unique background. So with this topic, I don't know which one of you would like to dive into this first about your uniqueness, your own background, and how that fits into chamber work and how you see those applications being brought to life.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll start. It's nice, and that's why I wanted to do this interview together, because we go into the community together so much, because between the two of us, we say that we can have a conversation or relate to everybody in town. We've worked with people of all ages. I worked with preschool age children in Head Start. We actually had met working at a senior living facility. High school age kids. She has a background in ranch life. And so when we are working with our local livestock businesses, she can pick up a conversation about that. I have a science background, can pick up a conversation about that. So, we really are good at marketing ourselves as the package deal to make sure everybody is included and everybody is involved in the conversation.
Yeah. Brand, do you have anything to add to that with your own thoughts, with your uniqueness and background, and or if you've got things about Michaela that you want to spill the beans on?
Yeah, no, kind of. It is the same. We really do. You never know who's going to walk in the door, whether it's a business member, just a community layperson. They come in all the time and chat with us too, to know what's going on. And it's just, she's involved in different groups. She's a competitive cheer coach, but she's also like a little bit more in tune with the arts as well, just being involved in the high school and that kind of stuff. So the community people, I always bring up an example is one comes in and he chats and he talks about history with her. She's a history kind of buff too. Me, not so much. But he loves to come in and chat with her. And then she got him actually talked into volunteering. And the guy was just adamant about not, he's like, no, I can't talk publicly and all these kinds of things. And he is. And now he's volunteering in a couple different things. So it's just nice to have those different backgrounds. And then, like she said, I have a ranching background, a little bit more agriculture kind of type thing. She's not into horses. I'm into horses. And so just those other people who call on the phone and they're like, hi, we're traveling through. Where can I board my horses? And I'm like, ooh, yay, question for me. I can answer that. So yeah, you just get, usually between the two of us, you get your question answered.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So I know before we hit record, we talked about how in the community, when there's a question that comes up, people say, go talk to the girls, I believe is the title that has been given to you two. But some other, we'll say other names, sweet and spicy, I guess, the yin and yang. So talk about that some with your unique personalities, how you support each other, how it comes to supporting the community. I guess first of all, being called the girls, like how did that come about? And that happens, I imagine, from building a reputation throughout the community. But how did you go about building that and lean into that to own it?
Well, honestly, I think Jenny started it. So our neighbor is Weather Hats, and it's his wife, Jenny, who owns Deals and Steals and Spearfish. And she would come over. She's like, oh, I'm going to go check on the girls. Well, then it just kind of stuck and took off. And, it's a small community. And so it kind of spread like wildfire. And people just started calling in or referencing to us. It also didn't help that we had T-shirts made that said the girls on the back. So
yes. when we're at events or when the chamber hosts events too, we try to wear matching. It's only us two in the office. I don't know if that was ever mentioned. Yeah. So it's only us two. So whenever we have events and people have questions, we're like, ooh, you need to find us. So we try to wear matching shirts to color coordinate.
Bright colors.
Yes.
So people can find us when we're at an event, whether it's something sparkly or something a little out of the ordinary. So we're easy to spot and find and get questions answered.
Yeah.
And we've been going out in the community and doing videos a lot too. And of course you can't go anywhere by yourself. So we just have to go together because I have to help hold the phone to record her.
There you go. Yeah.
Usually that's why we're just a package deal and it became the girls too. So, yep.
Yeah. And then you got to be careful about who you might hire in the future, right? To be able to keep that brand going.
Yeah. No, we're open to change too, and we always say, we're 1.5 people. So I'm full-time and she is part-time. So we try to accomplish and be as many places as we possibly can, being 1.5.
Yeah. And that's a unique challenge of chambers, is being overworked and understaffed and getting creative and figuring out how to do it. So I believe one of the other titles you had mentioned, sweet and spicy. Is that right? Did I get that right? Yeah. So who plays which role? What does that look like?
So I'm nice. It's spicy. No, she's nice too. It's just, it depends on what kind of answer you're going to get. Sometimes you're going to get
some people like spicy,
Yeah, you're going to get more direct. There are some people in town that are just very direct and, they like to poke fun with her and they have that banter going on. And, it's nice to send her all, they kind of want the spicy one, go have a cup of coffee, see what's up with their business. And, if someone is very colorful and needs to calm down, well, then you send in the sweet one and I go and butter them up and, get them talking about, hey, what's going on next week? And, how can we help promote this? And kind of, we like to level people out. So it just depends on what they need.
So I feel like some people get into chamber work. They feel like it needs to be buttoned up and professional because you're talking business. You're dealing with businesses and whether or not they succeed or looking at the hard challenges that they're facing. And maybe some people are a little hesitant to lean into their personality or their background, depending on whatever it was. What gives you the comfort to be able to own, your personality? Because I feel like there's a lot of benefit in leaning into that personality, to leaning into what makes you authentically you as you present yourself to business, to the business community. I guess the question is, what gives you the confidence to do that and to not fear, I don't know, backlash or judgment that may come from it?
Well, for me coming into this role, I think we both work jobs where we were just, expect to be very professional. We wore blazers, had to dress a certain way. So we've had roles like that. It is nice to have this role where we can kind of express ourselves freely a little bit more, but also that's just how I feel Belle Fourche is, like we are a very ag community. And so it doesn't look very traditional. How do I say this? Because if you go 15 minutes one direction or a half hour next direction, when you go to their mixers, they are wearing, blazers, and it is very bright lights and professional. I feel like it turns off or scares some of the businesses that we work with. And so we really do try to be relatable, and everybody is welcome because we've been there, right? Like you don't have to get off of work and put on a blazer in order to come to our mixers. You don't have to, you can come with, cattle dirt and get off, from the ranch and come hang out with us, check in with your business neighbors, make those connections, and everybody is welcome. Belle Fourche has been great for letting us just kind of redirect and be relatable. We haven't really got any backlash. So, we still do it in a professional manner. We're just not as buttoned up as a lot of places because I feel like that's what our community was eager for, and they had a positive response to it. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
No, it's the community culture too. And they have seen us enough around town through just our like social media and all that kind of stuff too, that we're just real people. We make mistakes too. And so I think that kind of lets us in or decreases their fear of us or anything of that matter too.
We're in it with them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, especially with our social media, they're afraid to get on Facebook to promote their business. Well, it has to be perfect. Okay, well, now we're on Facebook and we do silly stuff all the time, and it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's getting a response. We're modeling that it is okay to be relatable and to be real. But also we've had some members join since we've started and just say, I always felt out of place. I never felt welcome because of the type of business that I'm in. And I'm like, okay, well, we've worked in bars. We've worked, the Sturgis rally. We've been, growers. I've had janitor gigs. Whatever the job is, we've been there. We're in it with you. And a lot of the businesses see that we are showing up with them. It's not unheard of. Valentine's Day, one of our flower shops in town, she called us, she was struggling. We showed up with ribbon and we started tying ribbon on flowers for her to get them out the door. We've had businesses, hey, we really need help with this. We're overloaded. So we shut down the office for 2 hours and went and volunteered, and we're really there for them to help them and promote them.
Yeah. I love that response. It reminds me, this last week, so I'm in Texas, and I was at the Texas Chamber Conference earlier this week, and it just so happens that the city it was held in this year it's called Denton, so Denton, Texas. And as the welcoming, message was being presented to welcome all the attendees there, the point was made that, here in Denton, you're welcome just however you are. So even those in attendance, some are there wearing suits and blazers, some are wearing jeans and t-shirts, some are wearing shorts. I mean, it really just, you get the whole spectrum, not only in what you wear, but just how you present yourself too, because that community thrives on welcoming everybody, no matter where you are, professionally, what your business type is, how you show up, looking at work, your appearance. It really is open for everyone. So I love the comment that you made, Michaela, about especially with the social media aspect.
Mm-hmm.
When your members feel like it needs to be perfect before you put something out there, I would argue the perfect stuff nobody cares about.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's perfect that goes out on social media, nobody wants to look at that. You're not getting surprised by anything. It's not exciting any of the dopamine receptors, right? When everything is exactly as you expect. So being able to set that example and help your members recognize that too and lean into that, I think is a huge strength that you guys have in helping to model that. Are there other examples that come to mind how leaning into your personalities has helped benefit you at the chamber?
Just our personalities and just our overall backgrounds. Like she had mentioned, we work different jobs, but I think a real focus is that we've worked at all age spectrums. We worked from tiny kids to very old adults. So we're just very community aware. And so then when people need things or have questions, that's what gives us the knowledge. And we don't use that knowledge in a like we know it all kind of way or anything of that, of like, yes, we understand. We see that. We've been there. We know. And this is what we've learned to help or that you can use or other places. We really like to connect members, from members to members. Mm-hmm. So like when this, a nonprofit business was doing their annual banquet and they're like, do you know where we can get baskets, wicker baskets for auction items? And we're like, yes, we have some. And then also, the senior center, the thrift store, they just had a huge donation. Go over there and other places and just connecting everybody to each other. And yeah.
Where are the resources? And, they said, you made a fine point, because when we were working with kids, we used to say to families all the time, it takes a village to raise a family. Well, it takes a village to make the town run. There are, the common saying, there's 20% of people doing 80% of the work, and I'll be darned if that's not true. But connecting them with those people like, hey, we have everything in town and we can make this happen. You need black linens? Okay, well, Bell Silver Lining has black linens. You need this? Well, Grosenberg has this. Or, we're connecting our members and putting it all together to make really cool stuff happen in Belle Fourche. And one of the cool things is I just traveled through Wisconsin and I was looking up one of the visitor guides. I think I was near Appleton. Okay. And I was going through their visitor guide and I was like, they have music on Main Street. I was like, Belle Fourche is doing that. Oh, they have this festival. I was like, Belle Fourche is doing that. And I looked up the population and I think it was close to 70,000. And I was like, we're a small town, but there are some amazing things and people who are doing really good work in Belle Fourche. And so makes it easy for us to just shine a light on it and connect it. Be like, this guy's already doing really cool stuff. You need to go over here. Or, she's started this organization, this nonprofit, and here's the work she's doing. If you want to volunteer, or here's how she can help your business. And so people are already doing the work. We're just helping connect the dots.
Yeah. So I think we need to make a t-shirt summarizing a quote you just said, that it takes a village to run a village. That's what I heard, right?
A village to run the town.
You said a town, but I'm summarizing that as it takes a village to run a village, and you guys are the connectors that make all the pieces work. So I love that. I mean, that should be a chamber slogan everywhere. It takes a village to run a village. So I love it. Well, I always like asking for listeners who are interested in taking their chamber to the next level, what kind of tip or action item might you suggest for those chambers listening as they try to accomplish that goal?
Well, let me see. I wrote down a response because we really thought about it. I just think taking time to build relationships. like I said, we're spending time going out into the trenches with our businesses, being there for support. I know a lot of people are like, we don't have time, right? Everybody has the same amount of time and it's how you spend it, but we don't have time. We don't have time to go do this. We don't have time to shut down our office. Okay, well, we're choosing to prioritize and shut down our office to be there for support when we're needed. And in return, we've gotten more members from it because they notice what we're doing. And one of my favorite quotes was actually told to me when I was 14 years old by Scott Lang. And he said, the more you give, the more you get, the more you get, the more you have to give. And that really, I think we use that all the time. So we are giving out into the community, and in return, the community is responding and they want to be on board. And so our membership is growing and we're very appreciative, but that just means that we have to buckle up and do more. So,
yeah, I like that. I love that response. As we look to the future of chambers of commerce, granted, chambers all different sizes and they're all over, but how do you see the future of chambers and their purpose going forward?
It's very different. Every chamber is different. You have to be adaptable and flexible. And I've been listening to your podcast. So, and, there's been some really good responses. The gentleman you had from Traverse City, Michigan was really good in his response. And, I think you just need to be adaptable. We do a really cool thing out here. We just started with all the Northern Hills chambers. All the directors get together for lunch. And so geographically, we're not very spread out. We're still the Northern Hills. There's 6 of us, whether it's Spearfish, Lee, Deadwood, Sturgis. Spearfish is, 15 miles, 20 miles away from us. And we are totally different. What we're focused on is different. How we serve our communities is different. And you have to be adaptable to what your community needs. Some spend a lot of time in legislation and lobbying, and others are very heavily involved with economic development and tourism. And you have to serve your community based on what your community needs. So I think just be adaptable.
Yeah. I love that idea, though, of getting together and doing the lunches with the other regional, I'll say like a regional coalition of chambers. And even though the communities look different, there's strength and support you're able to get from each other. There's ideas you're able to get from each other. And even though your communities may look and feel different, there's still a lot of similarities, if for nothing else, the geography of where you are. Like that would be one commonality that would, kind of overlap all the chambers in a certain region. So when issues of advocacy come up, or, things that need to be talked about, legislatively, you can get a consensus of your membership and take it to that regional coalition and be able to have more power in numbers. So I love that you guys are doing that. And great.
And I'm very thankful that they are willing to do that, because it's helped with cross promoting each other. We're close enough, but far enough away that it's very easy to cross promote, but it's nice to have that support system. Even our last meeting that we had this month of another chamber was starting a foundation. Okay, well, can we look at the bylaws of your guys' foundations? Like, what did you have to do to get this off the ground? And just having somebody who's been through it, to help you. And that's nice to have locally.
Yeah, absolutely. And the topic of foundations is kind of a buzz right now amongst chambers. And I think there's a lot of chambers out there that are like, well, yeah, but how do you get started? Right? Like the idea, yes, that's great. Where do you even start? Right? That's not really a Google search that you're going to find a lot of results for. And even AI might get too deep in the weeds, asking that question. But to be able to learn from others is really the key. So Great example. Well, before I let you go, I wanted to give you both an opportunity to share any contact information for listeners who may want to reach out and connect and learn more about your approach and how you guys are doing things. Where would you point listeners, and what would be the best way for them to connect with you?
Okay, well, you can follow us on bellefourchechamber.org, and Fourche is Fourche. And I think the easiest, most entertaining way to follow us is through our Facebook page or YouTube channel, which is just the Belle Fourche Chamber. We are we are uploading all day, every day. There's a lot going on in Belle Fourche, so we try to keep up. But they can also give us a call. I mean, our number is 605-892-2676. And if they have any questions or, I don't know, want to come up with ideas, we are consistently, the gears are turning. I mean, brainstorm. We have so many ideas that we have written down that we just don't have enough time to get to. And we love collaborating with people, but also love just, oh, have you thought about this, this, and this, and this? And then connecting them with the resources so they can go out and do it.
Right. I love that. We'll link in our show notes to your website and Facebook and YouTube and everything so people can look and follow and reach out and connect. But I appreciate you both spending time with us today here on Chamber Chat Podcast, sharing your personalities, your experience, and leaning in to your unique backgrounds. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you are a chamber professional, please subscribe to Chamber Chat Podcast in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. When you subscribe to Chamber Chat Podcast, new episodes will show up in your podcast app each week as they are released. If you're finding value in this podcast, please leave us a rating and a review in iTunes. But most importantly, please share Chamber Chat Podcast with your colleagues that are in the industry.